Today is Tuesday, May 21st, 2024. It's 9 a.m. This is a regular meeting of the Kings County Board of Supervisors. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Here.
Richard Valley,
Here.
Doug Verboon,
Here.
Rusty Robinson,
Here.
Richard Fagundes.
Here. Okay, 5 members are present. We're ready to conduct business today. At this time, would you please rise for invocation from Pastor Tyler Jones, 20th Church. Good morning.
Good morning. Father, we just thank you for who you are. We thank you, Lord, for creating this space for us to just be able to process through certain information and make tough decisions. Father, I just pray that you would just give them peace that's beyond their understanding. And I pray that you would just give them clarity as they navigate through different issues, Lord. And we thank you that you in your word, it says you will never leave us nor forsake us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Call in the salute to our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, at this time, we'll move to unscheduled appearances. Any person may direct the board at this time on any item on the agenda or any other items of interest to the public that is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. 2 minutes are allowed. Do we have
Maria Martinez.
anybody else? You have to really fill out a card?
No, I just let them know. Good morning.
Curious, state your name and address for the record, please.
Kyria Martinez, CAO Administration. So I actually just wanted to take a moment to introduce our intern for the summer for administration. Her name is Trinity. She goes to Vanguard. She's a sophomore right now. She's majoring in political science. She wants to be an attorney and a judge. So Trinity is right here. Trinity, do you want to say anything?
Welcome,
Welcome, yeah.
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, Trinity. Anybody else?
We have no other written comments and nobody online with their hand raised.
Anybody in the audience like to? Yes, sir.
Morning, Chairman, Board, John Brewster, DSA Vice President, soon to be President. I just want to thank you guys for the contract resolution we came up with a couple weeks ago. Took a little while and a lot of work, but we were able to get it done. But again, the DSA members appreciate it. We appreciate it. I appreciate it because it's done now, thank God. And but yeah, so thank you guys.
No, we appreciate you too. So thank you for coming forward. Anybody else?
No.
Okay. Seeing none, we'll go ahead to approval of the minutes. Item A, report out of closed session from regular meeting, May 14th, 2024.
There's nothing to report.
Item B, approval of the minutes from regular meeting, May 14th, 2024. Moved by Supervisor Fagundes, second by Supervisor Robinson. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Richard Fagundes.
Okay, 5 in favor. We'll move on now to consent calendar, and all items listed on a consent calendar can be acted in one motion unless one board member like to pull items separately. Moved by Supervisor Fagundes. Second by Supervisor Neves. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Rusty Robinson,
Yes.
Richard Fagundes.
Yes. 5 in favor. Thank you very much. We'll move on now to regular calendar, and we have item A, Behavioral Health Department, and we have Christy Lucas. Lucas. Morning, Christy.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Board of Supervisors, Christy Lepke with Kings
I
County
got it
Behavioral
close.
Health.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Lucky with the P in the middle. Deputy Director at Kings County Behavioral Health. I have with me today Polo Ortiz. He's the Clinical Program Manager of our Adult System of Care for the Mental Health Plan, as well as oversees the suicide prevention and post-pension efforts with Antonio Lopez from our department, and he's here to present on this item.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is Paul Ortiz. I am the program manager with Kings County Behavioral Health. The item I bring before your board today is an agreement with Ms. Sangley Ms. Angley to continue to provide depression reduction achieving wellness, otherwise known as DRAW program. These services will be contracted from July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2026. The purpose of this agreement is to continue a partnership with Ms. Angley so she can continue to support our local college students. The DRAW program is a prevention and early intervention program within the Kings County Mental Health Services Act. Planned for suicide prevention. Through this agreement, Ms. Angley, a licensed marriage family therapist, provides mental health services and suicide prevention screening and supports to students at the local institutions of higher education such as West Hills Community College and College of the Sequoias at no cost to the participants. The DRAW program provides students with education regarding the cultivation of wellness approaches and the identification of signs and symptoms of mental illness, short-term low-intensity intervention services, referrals to community-based agencies for more extended or intensive services when needed, and training for college staff on signs and symptoms of the depression. Additionally, Sang Lee serves as a clinician and case manager to students identified with depressive symptoms or other mental health disorders that may place them at potential risk of suicide. In fiscal year 2022-23, the DRAW program provided 57 direct counseling services to students. 164 students and 37 faculty staff received in-person DRAW mental health awareness presentations, workshops, and outreach. I would like to respectfully request approval from the board to continue this working relationship with Ms. Sang Lee. I am open to answering any questions if there may be any. Thank you for your time and consideration to support our local college students.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board?
So move it, Chair.
Moved by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Fagundes. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Richard Fagundes.
Yes.
Item is passed 5 in favor. Thank you very much. Thank you for your services. Hopefully we, the board, can you do board members too? Yeah, we need help, so.
She does college kids, not adolescents.
Well, my wife says I act like a 9-year-old, so we're getting there. All right, we'll move to item B, County Council, Diane Freeman. Morning, Diane.
Morning, Zach Adams is going to be presenting for county council
Mr.
today.
Adams.
Morning, board members. So in March of 2023, heavy rains and significant flooding created such dangerous conditions that your board declared a local emergency pursuant to Government Code Section 8630. One of the requirements of Section 8630 is that a declaration of local emergency must be renewed by the governing body of the county every 60 days if conditions still persist that threaten the safety of persons and property in the county. It is for these reasons and in consultation with the Office of Emergency Services, the County Administrative Office, Public Works, the Ag Commissioner's Office, Community Development Agency, and the Fire Department, and upon the recommendations of these departments, the County Council is presenting this resolution to renew the emergency declaration for your consideration.
Thank you. Any question or comment? Moved by Supervisor Robinson, second by Supervisor Neves.
Mr. Chairman,
Madam Clerk.
I'll just comment. It looks like the language in this one's been updated, right? Is this the newest language?
Yes, it is, as some of the conditions have diminished and dropped away, and then other circumstances have arisen.
Okay. Yeah, because I read it a few times, making sure there was no language relating to any as far as the water and some of the not, what's what I'm looking for? What are some of the farmers that have been complaining about the language as it relates to any poisonings in the water or anything like that, the chemical stuff. I don't see that in here anymore, so that's good.
That wasn't any information that was submitted to County
Okay.
Council.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Richard Fagundes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. 5 in
Thank
favor.
you, gentlemen.
We'll go now to Human Resources, and we have Melissa Avalos. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Melissa Avalos, Principal Personnel Analyst. I'm here today to recommend the board authorize me and designated staff to sign the successor agreement. with the Deputy Sheriff's Association. The county's prior agreement with the Deputy Sheriff's Association expired June 30th, 2025. And negotiations began in June 2023. Successor agreement was reached between the county and DSA with the term ending June 30th, 2025. The salaries were updated in accordance with the salary recommendations from the Coffin Associates Classification and Compensation Study, and the salary recommendations vary based on classification. The salary increases will be split into 2 years of the agreement, with the first salary increase effective May 13th, 2024, pay period 11, 2024, and the second increase effective July 8th, 2024, pay period 15, 2024. The specific amounts are included in the agenda item and are attached in the memorandum of understanding. In addition to regular salaries, longevity pay was revised to include more tiers for employees who have completed continuous full-time service. The education incentive pays were increased for the post-intermediate, post-advanced, and post-supervisory certifications. The county contributions for the health insurance premiums for the upcoming fiscal year that go into effect July 1, 2024, were updated to reflect the 13.35% increase was shared equally between the DSA and the county. Other benefits were added to the agreement, including a deferred compensation match of up to $1,200 per year on a 4-to-1 contribution rate, increased compensation accumulation limits, and a vacation accrual incentive rate for new hires with other public agency service. The total cost of implementation of the salary increase, longevity pay, and education incentives are approximately $120,518 for the remainder of the fiscal year. The cost of implementation for the fiscal year 24-25 will be approximately $1,254,902. The MOU was ratified by the association, and staff recommends approval by the board, and to authorize the Human Resources Director and designated staff to sign the successor agreement with the Deputy Sheriff's Association for a term beginning July 1, 2023 and ending June 30th, 2025. I would like to thank the Deputy Sheriff's Association, Administration Office, and the Board of Supervisors for all their efforts and support in helping us reach a successor agreement in this matter. If you have any questions, be happy to answer them.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Motion by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Robinson. No questions. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Richard Fagundes.
Yes.
Okay, 5 in favor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item.
Next item. Item 2.
Good morning, Chairman, members of the board. Melissa Avalos, Human Resources. I'm here today to recommend that the board approve the revised job specification for the Risk Analyst 1-2 and set the salary for Risk Analyst 1 at range 216.5, approximately 5,181 to 6,325 monthly, and Risk Analyst 2 at range 231.5, approximately $6,016 to $7,344 monthly, effective May 13th, 2024, which would be pay period 11, 2024, and to allocate a 1.0 full-time equivalency Risk Analyst 1-2 position in Budget Unit 111000. This position is a management level classification that has been inactive from the county classification series, thus requiring a job specification change. Adding this position is attributed to an increase in workload born from changes in presumptive laws for workers' compensation, the need for an updated safety program, increased risks for county agreements, and an increase in mandatory reporting in health insurance and workers' compensation. Positions allocated to risk management are funded by cost applying to departments participating in the workers' compensation and liability programs. Previously, administration staff designated a portion of their time to risk management programs, which was also cost applied to participating departments. Due to a change in position allocation and staff assignments, administration staff no longer designate a portion of their time to risk management programs, and therefore a portion of their salary is no longer applied to department budgets. There is also a need to fill a gap in risk management with the Risk Analyst 1-2, who will be dedicated to performing complex and varied professional work in the administration and management of the risk management programs. This includes performing a variety of assignments involving research and analysis, coordinating and monitoring the county's employee insurance and workers' compensation programs, and other duties as assigned. The cost for the position for the remainder of the fiscal year is approximately $10,168 for salary only, and there are sufficient appropriations in the current fiscal year budget due to salary savings. Addition, this position will be cost applied to the individual department budgets participating in the workers' compensation and liability programs. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to address them.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Moved by Supervisor Fagundes, second by Supervisor Neves. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley, Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson. Richard Fagundes.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Good job. Thank you. 5 in favor. Okay, we'll move on now to the Job Training Office, and we got Julieta Martinez. Good morning, Julieta.
Good morning, everyone, Board, CAO, Council. I bring before you an agreement with the Tulare County Workforce Investment Board for training and other workforce services as part of the Good Jobs Challenge project provided by the Kings County GTO, retroactive from April 1st through June 30th. So in August of 22, Fresno EDC was actually awarded a grant through the Economic Development Administration, but it was meant for 4 different regions: Fresno, Kings, Madera, Tulare, and it's really focused on workforce and how to provide funding to train, hire, and place employees in these 4 significant areas. What Good Jobs aims to do is just upskill, current employees in different areas, from construction to transportation to manufacturing to logistics. So just to give you a brief background of what's been happening in the last 2 years is every region has kind of divvied up and tried to work with their local colleges and their workforce offices. And what we've been doing is working with the South Valley Industrial Collaborative and Tulare County Workforce Investment Board, going around to different businesses to kind of get an idea of what's lacking as far as skills in their employees. If those trainings actually exist within the local colleges or other certified schools, and if they don't, could we leverage this funding to create that type of training? So this is the first training happening in June. This one's going to be hosted by COS. It's called Power Up, and it's basic skills training. So they're going to focus on electricity, controls, and essential soft skills. So this is really the test run for the start of this project to see how it does. Kings County already has 8 participants lined up and ready to go to this training. It would be at no cost to them because that's what this funding would cover. So the goal is to have them do this training with other participants of Tulare, come back and take some of the businesses in the areas to evaluate kind of the skills they gain, give some feedback, and then build from there. So we've been fortunate that Leprino was our first one to host us. We've had Del Monte at the table, Walmart Distribution Center here in Kings, and we've gone back and forth between Kings and Tulare. So once a month, we actually have a roundtable meeting to go over these discussions and bring different partners to the table about what they see is going to be needed in the future as far as skilled workforce for the counties. So again, this is the first set of training. COS is hosting this one. Lemoore College is actually at the table with us too. We're evaluating their trainings and how this funding can help develop trainings in the future. The reason it's retroactive to April 1st is because even though Fresno EDC got this grant 2 years ago, by the time the contracts were sent to Tulare County, and then we were brought in to do a separate agreement to try to fund residents of Kings County, time just lapsed. The April date was just to account for staff outreach. We had staff actually try to find the candidates for this training, start explaining the program, and then me attending these monthly meetings. But I'm here if you have any questions. If this is successful, we foresee that we will come back in the fall with the new agreement, hopefully for a year long. And the goal would be to take these 10 and turn it into an additional 40 residents being trained out of Kings County.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? It says retroactive, so.
Yeah.
Moved by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Fagundes. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Richard Fagundes.
Yes.
Okay, 5 in favor.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to go now to the Sheriff's Office, and we have Lieutenant Long making a presentation this morning. Morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. My name is Sherry Long. I'm a detentions lieutenant at the jail. I'm here on behalf of the Sheriff's Office to ask for the board's approval for an agreement with U-Turn. The objective of U-Turn is to assist incarcerated persons and their families with addressing behavioral health challenges and supporting them through recovery from substance misuse and abuse through a virtual learning program, as well as through certified peer coaching upon their release from custody. U-Turn's online learning and assessment platform will be available on tablets to all residents in the jail. The platform is counselor-led and provides educational and motivational videos on topics such as substance use, addictive habits, anxiety, depression, and trauma, and self-care and coping strategies. Individuals can watch these videos at their own pace and choose topics based on their own particular life challenges. In addition to the online platform, U-Turn's peer coaching program provides specially trained peer coaches to help engage, educate, and support participants on their recovery journey in a confidential telehealth format. Participation is voluntary, and participants will be referred to the peer support program prior to their release from custody. They will be paired with a peer coach who will work with the individual as they transition back into the community. Many of the coaches have personally overcome their own battles with substance abuse and use their experience to help guide others on their path to recovery. Participants will work with their coach on individualized goals and coping strategies to sustain a healthy and fulfilling life post-release. What is unique about this program is that it can be accessed not only by the individual in recovery, but by their family members as well. Peer coaches involve the family and can also assist individuals with referrals to community resources such as public housing and education assistance. Individuals who volunteer to participate in this program will receive peer coaching for 3 to 6 months post-release or longer if needed. Coaching sessions will occur through video calls, phone calls, and texts as agreed upon by the participant, the coach, and U-Turn. There is no impact to the county's general fund for this agreement. The total cost is budgeted in the Sheriff Detention's budget and will be reimbursed by the 2022 COSOP grant, which is the Comprehensive Opioid Stimulant and Substance Use Program grant, which was accepted in July of 2023. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Moved by Supervisor Robinson, second by Supervisor Neves. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes.
Richard Fagundes.
Yes.
Okay, 5 in favor. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good job. Okay, right now we have a public hearing at 10 a.m., so we'll move on to board correspondence and board member announcements. You want to go first, Supervisor Robinson?
Let's see, last week I was in Salinas for about 3 days at the RCRC meeting. Many thanks to the staff for a wonderful tour of agriculture. We saw state-of-the-art AI laser weeders, seed tape planters, which can plant like an acre an hour. Also with almost no labor, I think a couple guys on the tractor. We toured the USDA labs, which study the crops and the insects that destroy them. I looked at farm worker housing, vocational ed programs, and closely examined 2 wineries. Examined them too much. Saturday, my kid rocked his piano recital. And Sunday, we attended the Hanford Festa with, I think Supervisor Fagundes said 1,500 Portuguese and Portuguese wannabes. That's about right? And then Monday, Mrs. Bacher's class at Hanford Christian School invited me for questions and answers in regards to supervisors' roles in government. I knew I was in over my head when they started asking me about the Williamson Act of 1965.
Did you Google it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, that came up on the campaign tour, so I was ready for it.
65 or 67?
Well, it was initiated in 65, but it was a 2-year, I think, approval process.
Then the reimbursement didn't start till 69, so it's kind of scattered all over.
Supervisor Valley.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just saw Dominic walk in, so I wanted to thank him for covering for me. I think it was Thursday evening in Kettleman City. That day at 7:30 in the morning, I met with Waste Management with Mr. Bob Henry, and he was telling me about a public hearing that was going to happen that evening, and that it'd be nice to get an update on the county side of, what the board, what the county's been doing for Kettleman City. They want information on a number of things, so we put that together that day. But Dominic went out there after his long day and got out there that night, gave a real good presentation, got a lot of feedback from the community. Working with Dominic, we're going to announce a June date to go and just do a town hall. It'll be our second town hall. We did one in December. Unfortunately, not one person showed up, but it was the holidays and it was a freezing night and too close to Christmas, so that was my fault. But we're gonna get out there, we're gonna update them on the bridge, curb gutter sidewalks, street lights, just a number of issues out there. So, Dom, do we have that date? I know we went back and forth yesterday. If not, that's okay. Saw that. Okay. Okay, at the cafeteria? Well, okay. We'll tighten it down and we'll get the word out and we'll get a really good turnout that day as well. And then lastly, I know I brought it up last week, but I'm still beaming with pride to see my son Kobe walk the line at Fresno State Saturday, like a number of kids, and just seeing videos, everyone's graduations and pictures. But I'm still very happy to see him finally do that, achieve that, and so we're gonna have a good summer. Then he's back at it. So get that master's degree. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Supervisor Fagundes.
Thank you. On Wednesday, we also had the services here at the complex. And then the Wednesday evening was KCAO discussing some property purchase out here on south of Hanford. And then on Thursday was Commission on Aging and discussed some insurance services issues. And on the balance of the week, I was spent helping at the Portuguese celebration here in Hanford. Well,
Very good.
that's it. Thank you.
Supervisor Neves.
Very good. That Wednesday event was the Peace Officers Memorial that took place here. Want to thank Avenel for hosting and putting that together. It was a nice event and very, very well attended. The Tigers hosted the Kalinga Horned Toads on the first round of Division IV 2024 softball playoff season. The Tigers made it to the quarterfinal round, and that's where they ended their 2024 campaign on Friday against in Orange Cove. So they had a great season. Congratulations to the coach and the team. Calviva Finance and Regional Health Authority had a meeting on Thursday, May 16th in Fresno. The 2024-2025 budget was approved. Enrollment remains higher than anticipated, but the organization we continue to plan on as some of those folks don't re-up, or there are many other options like Kaiser that's available in the area now. But we still seem to be holding our own fiscally and program-wise. We continue to try to strive for accreditation. That's going to take place this summer with everything on track as far as staffing, audits, and all the programs being evaluated to go through that accreditation process. South Fork Kings also had a meeting on Thursday. We received reports on the Growers Advisory Group, extended the IT support renewal with PC Solutions, received an update on the Tulare Lake Basin planning efforts towards an acceptable groundwater sustainability plan since the probationary status of the region. We're going to plan on final interviews of a manager or a contract on this Friday afternoon. So hopefully we'll have a management firm in place very, very soon. Kathy and I attended the open house at the Visalia VA Clinic. The outpatient clinic offers primary care, specialty health services in cardiac, dermatology, diabetes, mental health, and pharmacy, along with treatment for those with brain injuries and many other services. The building was previously housed the Buckman Mitchell Insurance on Santa Fe Street in Visalia, and it will replace the VA clinic that is currently operating in Tulare. The new clinic was a beautiful structure, beautiful layout, and will serve the South Valley veterans with more space, more services, more parking, and turned out to be a very nice project. Kathy and I also attended the Corcoran Car Show. This is an afternoon show. We went through there, a lot of modified vehicles from classics to 18-wheelers, and it looked like they had a pretty good turnout. On Monday, the Kings County Health Equity Meeting, we continue to work on the county and community profiles. I think we have all of those edited now, and hopefully we'll start publishing those for public comment and start moving forward. The Kings County Behavioral Health had their May meeting a week early due to Memorial Day, and we approved the Mental Health Services Act plan without any public comment, so that's good. Thanks to staff and outreach, and everything worked out well. The Kings County Homeless Committee also had a meeting yesterday. We received the preliminary information on the point in time count of the homeless, unsheltered, and individuals in housing programs. The final numbers will be available in July or August on the total activity of members. On the numbers, the Sunrise and Triangle Court continue to be held up mainly because of utility connections, the switch gears. So the new opening now is July or August for those two.
What year?
Yeah, exactly. I failed to ask what year because, those, as you well know, those projects have been held up quite a while. There is a ADA structure that's supposed to be developed, delivered, and set up. For every 10 units, you're supposed to have one ADA unit. Only one will only allow 9 of those structures to be occupied. And we really need to secure a second ADA structure in order to meet the state guidelines. And again, hopefully there's a line on one that should be delivered sometime in June, but uncertain about the second unit. So with that, have a great Memorial Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to thank Supervisor Robinson for filling in for me at the RCRC event. I hadn't gotten a wine yet.
It's coming.
You were
They didn't-
set up to be taken care of, and
They didn't have Austin Hope.
oh, well, that's fine. I can try different wine. We had the city county coordinating meeting on Wednesday night. All the cities in our county got together, talked about our issues at hand. We had the sheriff's department made a presentation on water safety, talked about the homeless, and had a nice dinner at La Fiesta hosted by the city of Hanford. We also, I myself helped with the Kings Guild. They had their local fundraiser to help the NICU unit at Valley Children's Hospital on Saturday evening. So I was in charge of the people mover. So I rebuilt those from the fairgrounds last year. So I took those out there. We had, I think, 500 people, and they raised about $65,000 for the NICU unit. So they'll go and present that tomorrow at the hospital. And I think the Kings Fair is coming up June 13th to the 16th. So a good event to go to. And what else we got? I think that's about it.
Did you get some wine at the Guild?
No, I don't drink.
You don't drink? You don't drink anymore?
No, not
Johnny left.
News alert. There's our headline.
No, I was a sober driver, so I couldn't drive. I took the sheriff with me. So I was his driver, so I was very careful.
Nice.
Our bus was closed down.
What's that, the car bus? No, it don't go that way. It won't pass my house, so no car bus. Okay, we'll go on now to board correspondence.
Your board, as of this morning, had not received any board correspondence. So for upcoming events, the Kings County Behavioral Health will host its family member support group tonight, Tuesday, May 21st, from 5:30 to 7:30 at our Kings building located here on campus. Kings County Library will host its movie time at the Avenel Branch Library tomorrow, Wednesday, May 22nd, from 3 to 5 p.m. And Kings County Library will host its Cup of Joe and Conversations with Veterans. And that will take place this Saturday, May 25th from 9:30 to 11 at the Hanford Branch Library. Kings County Behavioral Health will host its Veteran Support Group today from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Veterans Memorial Hall here in Hanford. And lastly, save the date for Kings County Public Health. We will host our Kings County Employee Blood Drive that is open to the public. That will take place Tuesday, July 2nd. It's 8 weeks from last blood drive, so employees who participated are able to participate in this one. For upcoming agenda items, there are 4 for June 4th, as the meeting for May 28th has been canceled due to Memorial Day. Behavioral Health has 3 items, and Avenel MOU of for some renewal agreements with Inspiring Pathways, West Care renewal agreement. CDA has one item regarding the monthly reporting for the planning commission. County council in conjunction with CDA have an item regarding appeal of conditional use permit by People's Farms LLC. The district attorney has one item on suspension of personnel rules for all attorney positions and temporary authorization for hiring. Health has three items, some program real-time allocation funding, and Avenel Community Health Center agreement, First Amendment, and senior resource coordinator and positions in the public health department. IT has one item on some servers and software assurance maintenance renewals, and library has one item on staff development day. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. One thing I forgot, it was kind of important last week. I stayed home from the RCRC because we had our Amtrak meeting here in Hanford. I'm the vice chair of Amtrak San Joaquin, so we move around from city to city. We have 4 meetings a year or 6 meetings a year. So it was our turn to host it in Hanford. So all the board members rode the train down, except for one, and he drove, and then one was online. So we had a full board. We picked him up with Freddie the fire truck at the Amtrak station. I met him there. We rode over, toured the city real quick, and had our board meeting, and had some technical difficulties. So I got to entertain everybody for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Talked about the history of Hanford, what's going on in our community, who's famous from here, what's going on. And then we got done with the board meeting, went to Spirit Dairy. We all grabbed an ice cream, and then we put them back on the train. So
Good work.
good event. It's good to be, noticed by the city of Hanford to allow that to be here. Next time, I told them we'd like to have it at the County of Kings in our board chambers. So probably in about a year and a half, we'll do that. So
Nice.
that was kind of cool. Had also had my aunt passed away, so we had her funeral on Thursday. So kind of a sad moment, but you get to celebrate the life and times of all the good things they do, and family gets together. They don't get together for nothing else, but we get together for funerals. So with that, we have about 20 minutes to kill. So would you like to go into closed session temporarily and come back here at 10 for our public hearing?
Yes, I think we have enough time to take up matter number 1.
Okay, we'll be back here at 10 o'clock for a public hearing, and we'll take a short recess. Okay, we are back in session. It is 10 a.m. and we will open up the public hearing. And we'll do Public Works Department, Dominic Tyberski. Morning, Dominic.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, Morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Dominic Tyberski, Public Works Department. And before you this morning, as you mentioned, to reopen the public hearing regarding the proposed energy infrastructure upgrade project here at the Government Center. On April 9th of this year, Ashu Jain of NG Corporation presented the proposed Government Center Facility Energy Infrastructure Upgrade Project in its latest iteration. On April 30th of this year, Public Works initiated a public hearing to take comments from the public regarding the proposed infrastructure project. The hearing was continued until today in anticipation of accepting final comments from the public and presenting the agreement and resolution before your board for approval and adoption, excuse me. Since that time, however, after further financial analysis by the county's third-party consultant, county administration has elected to cancel the project due to fiscal concerns. Therefore, I am before you today to officially notify the board and the public of the project's current status and to fulfill the procedural obligation of completing the public hearing. So at this time, I would recommend that we open the public hearing.
Okay, now, isn't the public hearing open still? Or do we gotta reopen?
It was continued.
It's continued.
Yeah, you can continue the public hearing.
Okay,
and
well,
then-
we'll continue with the public hearing and it is still open now for any comments. Do we have any written comments?
No, we do not
Do we have anybody online that would like to comment at this time?
see any hands raised.
Anybody from NG online today? Any comments from the board? Okay, this time we'll close the public hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you. And do we vote on it? Do we vote on it?
I don't think you have to vote to close the public hearing, but if there's further action to be taken, then that would require a vote.
But there's no further action at this time.
And there's no further action.
Does anyone want to talk on why the recommendation is to discontinue it, though? Did you cover that?
I did not get into that, and I'd like to defer to administration if I could on that issue.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we actually are doing an overview comprehensive overview of our financials in the county, specifically with debt issuance. And we did an initial one on just kind of the leases that are on our audit books, and we felt that this wasn't the best position to put the county in at this time. You know, we have some unforeseen things headed our way. We're about to enter negotiations with all our unions, and it's just best if we put a hold on this project.
Hey, Mr. Chair, I at least wanted that part to be out publicly, because I want to follow that up by saying, you know, this is nothing negative to, by any means to Mr. Ashu, Jane, or the company he represents. And we have our county has a good history of doing business with them. And I personally look forward to his next pitch up to the plate to see how we could work together. And unfortunately, it seems like it just boils down to fiscal matters on our end that has nothing to do with them.
Correct.
I do want to add one point is, you know, we have been talking about this project about, you know, specifically the EV chargers for employees. And that project's still not off the table. We are exploring other items. So anyone listening to this, we do currently have EV chargers on county campus and they're by motor pool. So we are working with Public Works to see how we can open those up for employees and see perhaps doing a pilot program and seeing the use of those. And if this is a project that does, you know, we find a lot of usage, then we can continue to explore that for the county.
And there's also that portable unit that's in Avenal, deployed in Avenal, that charges up to 4 vehicles, that is totally off the grid. So there are options that are not high investments, but a little better return on investment.
Okay, any more comments? Okay, like we said, it's not the proper time, and we'll keep it on the back burner. If it works out, we'll do it at a later date. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, the public hearing, I've already closed the public hearing, right?
Now you need a vote, right? To
Uh,
discontinue?
Yes, we need a recommendation.
So movement, Chair.
But yes, we do have it as an action item.
Moved by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Robinson to discontinue the proposed King County Government Center Facility Energy Infrastructure Upgrade Project. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs,
Yes.
Richard Valley,
Aye.
Doug Verboon,
Yes.
Rusty Robinson,
Yes.
Richard Fagundes.
Yes.
Okay, 5 in favor. Thank you very much. Hope things get better. At this time, we're going to go to closed session and as outlined, and we will not be here on May 28th. And we will be back here on June 4th at 9 a.m. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. Make good choices.
Make good choices.